Today I've been working on my FYP project. Excuse the low frame rate in the video whenever I test things. My PC currently has not a great temperature control. Anyway, so I've been working on the project for a bit now, and I've been readjusting some things. For instance, the terrain has now been altered around. It's not perfect just yet. I want to fix a few things with lighting, but for now we have a fog on the floor to act as if we're walking on the clouds as the giant. Uh, and we've removed most of the base demo stuff that were here. In terms of things that stayed, of course, we have the floating island, but we also have an additional island here. Now, what this is, if I hop along down, is we have the base island and now a end island. The end island has this nice little simple door for now that all this does is detect whether or not you are going to beat the game or not based on if you've completed all the puzzles. Now, how do you do that? You go ahead and in the floating island, I've updated around. So the floating island had a system so that it just spawned in a cube originally on the object spawn point, which was just above on the middle of the island. I've changed that to be a editable variable so that now over here in this bottom corner we set it to what is called pressure plate puzzle. Now what that is simply put a simple blueprint for now on a base test proof of concept puzzle. See here, this arrow signifies the center where the things will spawn, and of course we have here being a plate, and here nothing, but it's called a box spawner. Now what this is a simple pressure plate puzzle where you move a box onto a pressure plate, and if the pressure plates had the box on, once it's complete, it will complete the task or open a door, whatever you like that. It's rather modular, so I can easily change things around if I wanted to. For now, though, I just made it be a win system. Anyway, what happens is during the begin play, it grabs access to a parent, which I'll explain in a moment, but it will go ahead and spawn in the puzzle cube, which is just a simple duplicate of the grabbable small cube from the VR template, except it's been sized up, but also with a box collision. No need for scripts or anything like that. So what happens is whenever the box is spawned, the player in-game will be able to grab it, and when he grabs it and puts it on to that plate's collision, it will cause an event so that whenever you put it on, if it's held on for 3 seconds, it will cause the event. For now, it's not exactly perfect. I need to make sure that it's a system for if you've kept it on, if you remove it. I'll, of course, need to update this to work with making sure when you let go, it stops it or whatever I want. Anyway, for now, though, it is a simple old event causes this to go here to the win puzzle, which, again, is the parent, and for now was a print string. So if I go over here now, go to our folder, puzzle is a parent class here, which is simply has the center thing, but in begin play, we grab access to the game instance, and here is an event that connects to that game instance and will then remove the puzzle count down by 1 and cause a checker. Now what this is simply just a system for if the puzzle count that's left in the world is 0, it will complete the puzzles and call the door check, which is what then allows the end island, if I go over here, end island has a bind to door check thanks to being connected to the game instance. Uh, and of course, once that's done, it will set the collision to true. And if the collision goes ahead and hits to the player, it will then either or be you win or you shouldn't be here if you, for some reason, haven't completed the puzzles. Of course, this is unneeded. I can always change things. But for now, that's just a simple print string. And of course, in begin play, it doesn't have collision, just to make sure that whenever you start a level, it's unwinnable. The map goes ahead and in begin play will create another reference to the game instance. But if you notice here, what gets done is the map goes ahead and finds all instances of any puzzle, so it'll detect any child classes like the pressure plate and why it's linked. And to go with this, it would add based on the amount of puzzles that it does see. So it should, if I create multiple instances of puzzles, constantly increment the game instances puzzle count, and every time you do those puzzles, it then gets rid of that one puzzle count, allowing you to just create a simple puzzle system. Let's go ahead and quickly do a mini showcase if I can. Again, my frame rate may start to fall apart a bit. So if I select this as none, for instance, move this like here. And then let's, just for a nice showcase of stuff, grab multiple of these. The end island, by the way, in the games would not be allowed to be controllable. So by how to fix that is not fix it. How to make it so is literally just by making sure that there's not an island that is connected to that particular island. I also need to do some other little things in the future, like make sure that islands don't collide together. But that's more of a thing to deal with when I get there. In terms of getting this base project done and everything, I'm just going to try making sure that I get the puzzles sorted out. I need to make the base level, and then, of course, work on the biggest important thing, accessibility and immersion. Of course, now that I've changed my ethics to a proportionate, I can actually get some playtests now. I'll be playtesting these on the uni PCs because I can't use my PC because it's one in my accommodation, and two, my PC has an inconsistent performance with loading this because of the temperatures. Anyway, I'm going to pause this, and when I'm back, it's going to be loading into the game. So now we're in our game. If you notice, we have our three little grabbable islands, which will be shrunk down in the later part of the game. And as you can see, this is what I mean by the lighting being currently broken. Another bug when I was working on things is I discovered that the right hand was the only one that could actually grab these, but I fixed it by just simply adding in the call to my left hand as well. So now if I move this around, you can see that it goes ahead and spawns in those. Of course, that's just because I have it be that those cubes are spawnable of itself. So I need to do some alterations to the blueprint. Anyway, if I swap over, we can see here that this island here has the cube. And of course, if I stand on it, nothing happens. But if I go over to this cube and place it down, it will go ahead and cause a beaten puzzle. If I were to quickly spawn in these ones again. Oh, one of the minor bug that I fixed was with the zoom in and out of these islands. Turns out there was a weird problem with the set relative transformation. I changed it to a set relative location because rotation and scale does not matter anymore. I also altered it around just a little bit to make sure that it only works when you're grabbing onto these cubes. Anyway, I'll of course increase the speed of them as I go along, but for now that's not really important. I also, minor note, is I want to make it so that those islands move a lot more smoother because right now it's like exactly where you make that move and it's too hard to control in some instances. So let me just spawn that in and then let me go along over here. So this is the second puzzle. So what happens with this one is it should hopefully cause the event boom, which hopefully, if I had done everything correctly, there we go, you win. And again, that's literally just because of how I did both puzzles within the level. Just to showcase what I mean is if I restart and I just go along to that area. Oops. Restart. Let me just spin my character around. Move that closer. Possibly a bit higher. My hands are very shaky. There we go. If I just move along over here, nothing happens. And if I just do one puzzle instead of two, hopefully, if I've done it right, once that's called, there we go. There we go. Nothing happens. And of course, like I said, do the other puzzle and it would all work. So there we go. That's a little mini progress report. I'm going to try working on this project a lot more, but the big thing is I really need to work on my forum posting and start working on the art book. That's the other main thing. But for now, I'm working on the project, ensuring that at least the base stuff is done. Then I can work on making it look better, like fixing this lighting issue and hopefully fixing this weird artifacting that's happening on my VR. Uh, Hopefully, it's just a my PC thing. I'll test in the Unity PCs just to see, but we'll go along with that as we go along. Other many things, like I said, accessibility and immersion. Immersion, I want to fix it so that it's not just a button press on my right hand to just possession swap. Maybe do something about that, but I'm unsure just yet. And of course, accessibility, making it fade out so that you don't get just whiplash by just, oh, you're in a different place. Anyway, that should be all. And of course, I will update you later.